You gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. It's time to get it moving, y'all. Step up your game. You gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. Motivate.
Get up and keep moving.
Celebrate.
This life is no illusion.
Demonstrate
the skills you've been using.
And everybody get up and get up.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, my peeps. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the most popular, hot-selling item in the vaping community this Christmas season. What's that, you might ask? Oh, well, it's the iStick. So, there's no need for any disclaimers on this. We're going to go down to a table shop, we're going to unbox this sucker, and we're going to talk about it, we're going to look at it, then we're going to come back and vape on it. So let's go down to the table shop. Okay, so here is the box that the iStick comes in, and as you can see it says vapor stick in hand, 20 watts, 5.5 volts. Well, actually they've got that like kind of backwards in my opinion. They should have had 5.5 volts there to 20 watts. Now, the manufacturer that makes the iStick is known as E-Leaf, but that is a division of Joytech, and they are a sister branch or brother branch to iSmoka. And on this side it says iStick, www.eleafworld.com. Another E-Leaf, and you can see you've got your color choices in black, blue, silver, and red, which their red is kind of like our hot pink. You also get a choice in whether or not you can get a US plug or an EU plug, which, depending on where you're at in the world, that's the way it'll come for you. What you get is you get the iStick mod, which we will come back to here in a minute with all kinds of groovy information. You get an Ego to 510 type adapter that's basically just for the iStick. I mean, you can use it on other types of mods, but there's been problems reported with this thing to where the center pin sits too low. It's too recessed into the Ego area. So if you have problems with this adapter, you can get a normal 510 to Ego adapter and use that for your Ego type threaded tanks, or you can just simply lift this pin up just a tad bit and that should make a decent connection. What's in the bottom of the box? Well, of course you get a US plug, or you get an EU plug depending on where you're at in the world, and you also get a USB charging cable. And of course you get the little user manual, which isn't too badly written up. I mean, it's detailed enough for how to use it generally. Here is the star of the show, peeps, the iStick. And here's the manufacturer's name, E-Leaf. On the other side it says iStick. From the bottom to the top, you have 75 millimeters in length. From the width from here to here, you have 21 millimeters in width. And from here to here, you have 32.8 millimeters in width. The top and bottom are a chrome-plated stainless steel. And, of course, this has the 510 thread. But it is a non-adjustable 510 thread, and I would be cautious when using this a lot, because the threading seems to be the same type of threading that you would have had like on Vamos or lava tubes of the past. Might be very easy to strip those threads out eventually. Just want to take time when you're inserting your 510 device into these threads. And another word to the wise is don't wrench it down, because that will push that 510 pin in further, and then you might not be able to get it back out. Now, of course, you have air channels here that will allow airflow into your 510 connection. As you can see, they're pretty deep groove there, nicely machined. And then on the front, you have your display. There's nothing on the back side. It is curved though, so that you can hold it in your hand. Ergonomically correct. Now, you have an up and a down button. You also have your fire button, which right now it's in a state of off. Now, if I click this 5 times, it'll turn on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you can see it's just turned on. And I have it backwards or upside down. There's no atomizer. That is one of the warning screens. Now, if you click this 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it'll switch over to voltage. Now, while you're on your voltage, you can increase from 3 volts up to 5.5 volts. And if we click this 1, 2, 3 more times, it'll click back over to wattage. Now, in wattage mode, we can run from 2 watts all the way up to 20 watts. Now, the trick that I just did there to get it to go super fast is you start to hold it down, then you click it once and twice more, and it'll go in increments of 0.5. And it'll do the same on the voltage if you do it on the voltage as well. Now, on our screen here, you can see we have a resistance reading up top there, which right now there's no atomizer, so it's going to read 0.0 ohms. Then underneath of that, you have the voltage which it's going to fire at. And of course, you have your current wattage state over here that it will fire at. Now, of course, if we click this 3 times, 1, 2, 3, those positions will switch. So it's always going to stay concurrent with each other in respect to one another. Now, the iStick does feature short circuit, over 10 seconds, and low voltage protection, which I'm going to show you right now how the low voltage thing works. When the battery has run out on the iStick, it'll have a flashing battery symbol, and it'll also say lock when you try to push the fire button. Now, to charge the iStick, you simply just install the USB charger that came with it into the USB charger hole. And you'll see that the battery symbol has now got a little, let me focus this a little bit better here. Like a little lightning symbol that's coming across the battery symbol. Now, this should take no longer than 3.5 hours to charge, as this has a built-in quick charger. can also vape while you have it charging. So now we're going to put this smoke RBA on here. And as you can see, now it says 1.1 ohms, but neither here. This does have a 10-second timer. And it will wait. I believe it's a period of 3 seconds before you can fire it again. So now we're going to go back up to a main camera view. We're going to vape on it, see how it performs, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it there. Okay, so here it is, the iStick, up close and personal. And I just think that this is the best match, you know, especially if you're a dripper like myself. The smoke RDA just goes with this perfect. I think of it as stealth vaping evolved. Now, I have the smoke RBA at a 1.2 ohms. It's micro-cooled, and I'm dripping liquid out of it. Can you believe it? Got too much in there. It's a micro-cooled to 1.2 ohms. I have it cotton wicked, and I'm running 20 watts. We'll see the performance. You can see it's putting out plenty of vapors. This is going to come down to your personal setup, just like my mentor always says. But you know, it helps that this is 20 watts and you're running 20 watts through a single coil. So at least that's how I like to run my iStick. Now, I paid, I believe it was $35 for this, and I got it through ecigaretteimpressions.com. So here we are back at E-Cigarette Impressions. Now I just wanted to throw this in there so we get some price information about the iStick. She carries the full kit for $38. Now that includes everything you see in this picture, well, except for 4 units. But you've got your color choices of the hot pink, which is what the China companies refer to as red. You've got silver, you've got a blue, and you've got the black. It comes with the 510 Ego adapter, the AC wall adapter, the manual, and the USB charging cord. And, you know, the only quarrel or quibbles that I have with this is that the threading on here eventually is probably going to start to give way, you know, because of removing devices and whatnot. So I give a word of caution as far as how often you're removing and putting stuff on or in. Don't put it all the way on and then wrench it down, okay? Whatever adder you're using. Just screw it in, and once you hit that finger tight zone, let it go. That's it. You don't need it no further. Because if you wrench it down, that pin is going to get pushed further in, and you might not be able to get that pin to lift back up. It's perfect stealth vaping, you know. I mean, especially with this little smoke RDA. Oh man. So, I don't really know what else I can say about the iStick. I mean, it's brilliant, you know. I'm looking forward to them coming up with the iStick version 2. I would recommend this the iStick, and I still didn't get it, the iStick to a beginner. Because this is everything you need in a beginning setup. Except for an addict, which, in most cases, a beginner is going to want to go with a tank setup. So I recommend the Mini Nautilus, or the Aero Tank. Even the Aero Tank Mega would look smart on here. Now, as I said before, I really don't know what else that I can say about it. So, if you fancy trying one of these out for yourself, you can go along to e-cigaretteimpressions.com. I'm also going to put E-Cigarette Impressions Facebook right here, and their contact information as well. So I hope you have a happy holidays, and I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube. And as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vape.